How to plan a wedding. Your first requirement for a wedding is to have a willing bride and groom, then have a small army. For any of us that have gone through this wedding reception process, we all know someone has to be the general and rally the troops. I am a wedding photographer, and you would be surprised at how many times I get pulled in as the wedding planner. There are so many things to remember, and help is always appreciated. The first suggestion that I can give anyone is to have a checklist. One way to keep the cost down is when and where is the wedding and reception going to be held? What is the color theme? What kind of food will be served? Cake? Clothing? Who do you choose for your best man and bridesmaids? These are just a few of the important details that need to be addressed when planning a wedding. First question that needs to be asked when planning a wedding is, what is your budget? According to the Frugal Dad website, weddings can cost as much as $27,000. The best way to keep within your budget is to decide when and where the wedding is going to be held. According to Lindsay Landman of the website The Knot, traditionally, weddings are held in a place of worship that holds some significance to the couple, but overall it is the couple's choice where the wedding will take place. For the bride and groom, will it be a temple wedding? How about a destination wedding? Tropical Tahiti, the Caribbean? Or who would they prefer to stay closer to home and have the wedding in a local church or at a park? This is something you need to plan before setting the date. The time of year and weather are something that need to be considered when picking the location for your wedding and reception. Planning the reception can be the most stressful part of the wedding celebration. When planning a reception, it's all about location, location, and location. Okay, so not really, but it is a fun thought. The reception is where you get to show your theme and your sense of style. What type of decorations suit your personality? Are you going to go fabulously chic, modern design? How about outdoor or rustic? Or stay with a classic vintage style? The decorations should show off your color and theme. Don't forget the table and centerpiece and the gift table. Many wedding customs and traditions are steeped in superstition. For instance, the wedding cake. Flavored wedding cakes are not just desserts to be served to guests during the reception. Tradition states the wedding cake is cut together by the couple during the wedding reception, when the husband and wife exchange bites of the cake. This is the first act the couple does together as husband and wife. In ancient Rome, the wedding cake was a loaf of bread. The cake was broken over the bride's head, and the guests would then scramble to pick up the crumbs. Modern-day superstition states that good luck will come to those who can bring home the crumbs of the wedding cake. Putting crumbs of a wedding cake under one's pillow will make a guest dream of their future spouse. Crumbs are also believed to enhance fertility. According to another custom, wedding dresses are usually believed to be white or ivory, as this symbolizes purity. This is actually a newer superstition, as white was started to be worn as a wedding dress only during the Victorian age. At that time, white was worn as an announcement of affluence, because white dresses were only worn once. A typical wedding dress modern day can cost up to $5,000. But if that price tag doesn't fit into your budget, there are many other beautiful dresses to be found at a fraction of the cost. Another custom is the bride's wedding veil. Now, the purpose of the bride wearing a veil dates back to the Middle Ages, when people believed evil spirits were around to try and ruin the wedding ceremony. The bride wore a veil to cover her face so evil spirits would not know that she was the bride. Likewise, bridesmaids were made part of the ceremony to surround the bride so evil spirits would be confused about who the actual bride was and leave. Many couples today still honor these customs, but use the veil to hide the bride's face until it is first revealed to her groom. The bridesmaids are chosen to help the bride celebrate her happy day. Now that we've planned the wedding and found the dress, the next most important step is to document your wedding. The photographer and videographer is part of the wedding that you do not want to skimp on. I personally have heard many stories of people saying, "I don't have to worry about it. My friend or relative is going to take the pictures for me. They have a nice camera." I'm sorry, it just makes me want to cringe. I have heard of too many couples that do not have any pictures from their wedding because they did not hire a professional. It is worth the money. Check with the local photographer and see what kind of package deals that they offer. Ask what is available for engagement pictures, bridal fitting, and wedding photos. I highly advise splurging and getting a professional photographer and videographer. It is the best way to document your special day. Photos keep forever and will become a treasured heirloom to pass on to your children. Now that you've hired the photographer, you've had the engagement pictures taken, it's time to figure out the type of announcement to send out. With today's technology, announcements have come a long way. Announcing a wedding originally started out in the 12th century. People would walk down the streets of the city announcing their wedding as loud as they possibly could, and anyone that could hear the announcement was automatically invited to the wedding. Today's wedding invitations can include photos, beautiful typography, and a wide variety of different paper styles. So now that you've assembled the small army for the reception and the planning, you are ready for the perfect wedding. The one thing everyone needs to remember when planning something this big. As Murphy's Law states, anything that can go wrong will. The key is not to stress. A wedding and reception is the perfect way to celebrate the marriage of two people in love.